No.
Jimmy threw the bullpen yesterday. That all went well.
Yeah. Kind of just a normal pen, and probably get another one done over the weekend.
Rehab assignment for him, like, would be after a couple more.
Yeah, I think so. After, see how one more goes, and then kind of go from there. Not a definite thing that he goes out on a rehab assignment, with the break coming up, but we'll kind of revisit that after his next one.
Like it not being an arm injury,
right?
Being an ankle thing,
yeah,
accelerate it.
I think so, yeah, and trust that he's comfortable. You know what I mean? I don't. It's different with an arm injury. I think as long as the ankle feels good, you feel pretty good about getting him back into games.
Thought about how you want to align the rotation coming out of the All-Star break.
Yeah, nothing definite yet, but. I think we have almost a plan in place. Could probably tell you that tomorrow after the game, but definitely want to kind of get some guys some extra rest that need it. And I know I talked about splitting up certain guys. That kind of takes a backseat in terms of the rest that they're going to get to. So should have that by tomorrow.
When it comes to Bassett, is he an option out of the bullpen today or tomorrow?
Not today. I think maybe tomorrow. And if the situation, calls for it, really. I don't think it would be, coming in with runners on base or anything. Even if he's, down in the bullpen and gets off the mound, I think that's a win. And if we can get him in tomorrow, great. And kind of just see how the game goes.
So you're not going to force it?
No, I don't think so. These guys they do a good job of taking care of themselves over the break too. So definitely wouldn't force him in, but kind of see how today goes with who we have available and go from there.
How's Max feeling?
Good. Had my post-Max start day convo for about 45 today, talking about yesterday and everything else that includes baseball, which is always fun. He felt good, which is, pushing the pitch count up and getting as high as he had all season is a good sign. So that coming off of his last time through, pretty encouraging. Knowing that he's going to get a little bit of a blow here too.
Not sure if you've had a chance to look back at the Hoffman outing from yesterday at all. What did you make of that performance?
For one, it's tough bringing closers in non-safe situations. I totally get that. And, I think in a park like this, you can see how quick the game could change. So, it's something that these guys all know going into it. You try to treat like a 4 or 5 run lead almost like a 3 or a 4, I thought again with Hoff, the walks come back to hurt you. It's kind of a high chop single to Clark, and kind of a middle pitch to Muncy. You strike away from striking out Rooker. Just stuff that was kind of up in the zone a little bit, slider there, and then he came back and made great pitches to Kurtz and to Butler, really. So pitch count, you want it to be a little bit more tidy than it was, but I think with Jeff it just comes down to executing. When he executes, he's really damn good. And, I feel like over the past 2 weeks, there's been a little bit of inconsistent work for him, whether it's we're winning by a lot or it's a close game and he's pitching 3 out of 4 against the Yankees, so I want to try to balance that out too. But I thought he was, normal, for the situation that it was, and just a couple of mistake pitches. Weird first half for Hoff. Yeah, was it 22, 23 saves, and it's carried us for a long time. And then he's had some rough. That's baseball. It's when you're pitching in relief. You ride the highs and you try to get out of the lows as quick as you can. He's good at it.
Going to the other side of the ball, to the offensive side, all 9 players you had in the lineup reach base last night in some capacity. How does this lineup continuously pass the baton and keep it moving to the next man in the lineup?
Yeah, it's kind of a mindset that we've kind of become, we've kind of embraced where, our bigger name guys, they're not afraid to pass the baton to the next guy, seeing what they've done and what they can do. So I like the way we manufacture that inning against Sevy there, getting his pitch count up, and we took advantage of some mistakes for sure and had a couple hops go our way, but you put pressure on him on the bases. Kirky had a big night. His at-bats were great. I thought Nate had a really productive game too, and the guys trust one another, which is really cool. You want to say it's always like that. It's not always like that, and I think that with everyone kind of chipping in and doing their part, it's easy to say I'm going to walk or move it on to the next guy, whatever it may be, and guys are doing their part.
What do you like to see from your Blue Jays in what they call the second half, less games? What do you like to see from them and the rest of the season to be competitive as we have been right now?
It's doing more of what we have been doing over the past month, really. You know, starts on the mound. I think our starting pitching is going to give us a chance every single night. What I want to see them continue to do is run the bases, you know, aggressively and with some intent, and being smart at the same time, and putting the ball in play is something we're really good at. You know, I think you look at yesterday, we struck out 10 or 11 times, which is high for us. And you know, you want these guys to kind of play together. You know, we said it in spring training, man. It's 9 against 1 every single night as a lineup, and we've done a good job of doing that. And there's been some unexpected contributions from some guys. So I want them to embrace that, and I don't want one guy to put pressure on themselves when they're in the batter's box. And if we do that, I think we're in a really good spot.
Yeah, Andrea gave me some information you gave out yesterday about Santander and Jimenez. How important is for the Blue Jays to have these guys back in this part of the season?
Huge. You know, we obviously miss them, right? I mean, it's two of our most notable additions in the offseason. You know, Himmy is the best defender in baseball, I think. And, you know, Tony coming off the year he had last year, a couple of years in Baltimore that we saw up close. We're anxiously awaiting for them to get back, you know, and I think what we've done in their absence speaks volume to our depth. But those guys are, you know, not just important this year, they're important years down the road for us too in the next coming years. So hopefully they can get back quick, you know, because they can really change the look and the dynamic of our lineup, how we can beat you. And, you know, we definitely miss them.
Nathan Luke, the local guy from Sacramento, he's been a little bit to his contribution to the team this year, including a 2-for-4 and a walk night last night.
Yeah, Lukey, man, it feels like he's been in the big leagues forever, and it hasn't been that way. You know, I benched him on his birthday today. He's getting a little older, 31. He's been so consistent, you know, since we got him, whether it be in Buffalo or up here. The best way I can describe him is he's a baseball player, and he understands how to win. And I think the more guys you have like that, the better off the team is going to be. So the way he can bounce around in the lineup, you know, whether it's leading off, hitting in the bottom, he can play all 3 outfield spots extremely well. He's a really intelligent base runner, and his bat quality is professional. You know what I mean? So there's not really much he can't do. And kind of coming into his own as a big leaguer. You know, he paid his dues in the minors for a long time, and it's nice to have a guy like him. He's a winning ball player. That's the best way to put it.
Was yesterday the first and third steal play that we had pulled off this year? I was trying
Might have been. I know we've done it where teams haven't thrown. Again, you're not trying to, you know, little league a run in, but I think if the situation dictates where you think you're in a pretty good spot to be aggressive, we definitely want to do that. So, you know, we talked about that play. I talked about it with Georgie and with the group today. I think in a perfect world, he could probably walk in, you know, with where Anhar was playing. So we haven't done it a lot, so I think that's a good rep to learn from. But you see how it can pay off with, scrapping a run in there. You can put pressure on the defense to make 2 good throws and a good tag. And then when they're not going to throw, you know, I'll take Kirky up with 2 guys on, 2 outs all day. Just an extra run, it ended up being the winning run.
Appreciate it. Thank you.